Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. You know, when Justin first comes in, and he's nervous about going in there to see Bonnie, and Alex goes in there with her, goes in there with him, and they both see Bonnie. They're originally like, damn, like she's lucky to be alive, right? Like she's all banged up, like her jaw, and there's so many broken bones and stuff like that. She can barely talk and everything. And what I don't understand, just within this scene, is that there's times where they'll sit there and ask her to talk, they'll ask her to say something, or she's saying stuff, and it's like, you do realize every time that she does talk, move, or anything like that, she's in an immense amount of pain. Maybe you should just let her sleep at one point. But he goes in there, and originally he's like, oh, I want to sue the hospital, I want to sue this, I want to sue that, and Alex is like, this was just an accident, right? Like this was just a freak accident. But he's on his feelings, there's his wife, and blah 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 blah. Right? And part of me sitting there thinking like, you do realize that your wife was sitting there texting while walking into an elevator. Anybody could have did that. I'm like, maybe here's another thing, and I said this yesterday. I expect a millennial to sit there and do something like that, but like an older woman that's like talking and stuff like that on their phone or texting, and like this was her fault if we're going to be honest. I mean, well, this could have been avoided if she wouldn't have been sitting there just looking at her phone while she was walking into the elevator. Like, seriously. And then at some point, the because she got a text from wardrobe, and at first he starts like yelling. He starts yelling at the wardrobe person when they call Bonnie's phone. But the thing is, that person's like, I didn't text her. And then they look at the phone and they see a text from an unknown number. So I'm like, okay, let me get this straight. So you telling me that Bonnie answered a text from an unknown number and then started proceeding to walk towards the elevator without looking. Now, eventually they're like, I don't think this was an accident. This was foul play. But here's the thing though. Either the person was incredibly lucky that Bonnie just didn't have the foresight to not only just answer that text and be like, this number's not coming. It's not coming up with a known number. It's coming up unknown. Maybe I should sit there and see who it is. And decides to walk without looking to make sure that they wouldn't fall. So either they're incredibly lucky or they just counted on Bonnie being incredibly stupid. And either one of those scenarios is bad. Because, towards the end, this person marks off Bonnie, but I'm like, this this is another part that's just very flimsy, right? Like at first, this person's idea was to sit there and make them sick, right? Well, that really wouldn't have worked if they would have used common sense and been like, I don't know who this is from, and they didn't actually have it. Then the person would have been more creative. Well, Bonnie's accident, it could have been avoided if she just would have used a 10% ounce of common sense. So there's that, right? And, eventually Jada does go down there and, whatever. Stephanie. Philip clearly did not learn his lesson, is calling Stephanie again to thank him for not outing him about the letter. And of course, Stephanie's all pissed off and everything. And there's one point where she does try to use a big ass SAT word. I'm like, okay, Stephanie, we get it. We get it. Okay, you went to college. Congratulations. But she starts calling him all sorts of names and be like, oh, I'm so glad that I didn't really, actually give you a chance and this, that, and the third. And part of me is like, Stephanie, if you're really that angry about this decision that you're making, or just, being roped in, you can always simply tell the judge, right? You can simply just sit there and tell the judge. If you feel like it's so wrong, you can just simply tell the judge, right? Why did you feel the need to sit there and tell Sarah first, right? This is so bad. This is so deplorable. By you doing this, you're enabling him. Now, of course, you didn't want anything bad to happen, but you didn't really care when you decided to tell Sarah. You practically was like, I was going to sit there and tell. I'm like, I just like, part of me is like, I don't really understand because the whining could have just been avoided. And if you actually cared about Philip, you wouldn't even have told Sarah to put her in that predicament. I don't know. Like, it's like the Stephanie character always vexed me from day one. And don't get me wrong, what Philip did was wrong, right? But somehow I'm kind of looking at this. I'm like, maybe Philip, maybe you kind of dodged the bullet there. Just, just throwing it out there. Maybe you kind of dodged the bullet there. Now Xana comes in, and he's excited about working with Philip, and Philip is like, maybe we should go after Damaris. Maybe we should go after their company. Now, I don't know if he says this because, like Sarah said, don't get in his way, don't become a headache and whatever. I don't know if it was that or another reason, but he's like, we should go after the company. And at first, Xana's like, isn't this going to be bad? Kristen is looking for her daughter. And then he realized that Kristen is always the type of person that has no problem taking advantage of other people when they're down, right? With Kate and the cure, with Sarah and her paralysis. Had no problems that they're doing that. So at this point, they're both like, yeah, we're doing this. Yep, we're doing this. And they both agree to sit there and do it. Um, of course, this friendship, brotherly love is all going to come crashing down. That secret comes out. No enjoy these nice little cozy moments between them. It's all just going to go to hell. EJ, first of all, Rafe is not there blasting music that. I'm sorry. Arnold is not there blasting music that Rafe probably wouldn't listen to, right? And he's saying things like, "Hey, babe, what's going on?" Wearing a kiss the chef shirt on. I know it's early, and I know Jada is clearly overworked, but I'm like, you can't tell there's something that's just really off about Rafe at this point. Like, really? You really can't tell at this point there's something off and wrong that doesn't make any sense? Like, here's the thing. Even if you don't know about Arnold, it's it's just amazing that she still can't tell, like, there's something off about him. Anyway, EJ comes over. EJ's like, he came over to sit there and discuss some business. He also wants to sit there and make sure that Arnold isn't taking advantage or doing anything that's not consensual with Jada, which is, again, really ironic, saying what he did to Sammy. Now he's not there being the consent police, but okay, sure, whatever. EJ really wants her to pay. He really wants Jada to pay. He wants Jada to lose her job. He wants Jada to lose her relationship. And I'm like, on one hand, he says, like, quit per quo, whatever. And Arnold's like, well, what does that mean? And EJ's like, and I get that Jada did get him fired, right? No matter what the reasons was, she got him fired. So it was like, hey, listen, you got me fired, let me get you fired. EJ, I like you, but you are acting like a rich, entitled prick at this point, bro. I mean, yeah, she got you fired, right? Oh my God, you're gonna be out on the streets. You're gonna be so destitute. What are you gonna do? I feel because of their status, him just being this rich, powerful prick, that it's like, yeah, it's gonna be bad. It's bad for you, but like, it's gonna be worse for her. Like he's doing the same thing that she did to him, but somehow he still comes out looking worse. And that's the idea. He wants to sit there and dig up something on her, and get her fired, and somehow he's going to get his job back, which I don't really understand how, because Belle had your job. So like, what are you going to be, the commissioner? Like, I don't. Oh no, he's going to still have Arnold as the commissioner. So what are you going to do to? What are you going to do with Rafe at this point? What are you going to just off him? You're going to kill him? Like, somehow this shit is starting to make so much less sense that I almost feel like the writers are just like kind of like this shit isn't really thought out and just kind of just going through the motions. Like, I think this would be a good idea. Well, it is 8 o'clock. All right, let's just write it. I feel like they're just at that point with this storyline. Um, and I just sit there and say learn from last time because, well, I mean, let's be honest. You're talking about the damn letter again, like nobody else can just walk in the room. And of course, Xander did want to walk in the room, but you heard him. Well, you heard him this time. Um, Jada asked Stephanie to be her maid of honor because Talia is on Doctors Without Borders or something like that, so she can't make it. So now they're gonna be there. And Alex just fills in Steph on what's going on with Bonnie and everything like that. Um, okay, long story short, Sarah wanted getting her job back, right? She's all good, clean bill of health and everything like that. But there's a point where she is talking to Kayla, and she's trying to get like this. She's trying to do this fishing expedition, in the sense where she wants to find out what Kayla knows about Steph and if Steph told her about the letter. But I don't remember if Stephanie did tell. I don't think that Stephanie told Kayla about the letter. I don't remember. But Kayla doesn't sit there and say anything. So at this point, Sarah thinks that Kayla is in the dark. She might be, she might not be. I don't even remember. Um, Anyway, she gets her job back, and then I think apparently because I didn't write this last part, I think she goes to Xander and tells Xander that she got her job back, and also in the beginning she was, I think it was either today or yesterday, she was not there talking to the painting and pretty much justifying her reasons of why she was doing what she was doing, but the thing is, Sarah's going to be pissed off because now she's going to eventually find out that Xander does want to go out to Damaris and cause another war, and she's going to be like, you're supposed to be there to stop him from his darker impulses. You're not doing that. You're feeding into them, and I'm pretty sure Philip's going to be like, well, you told me not to be a roadblock or a headache. Technically, you did. Technically, you did. I feel like that's about it. I can't think of anything else, but if I miss anything, write it in the comment section below. I'll come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We will talk about all the shows, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Born the Beautiful and Young and Restless. I will see you in the next video, or live stream in, I don't know, 2 hours.